there is no doubt that any day is going to pull at your focus. What up, vlog? Good afternoon, well, evening, I guess, depending on when does afternoon end? We should commission a study. When does afternoon end? But today, one of those days, grind it out, frustrations. It got me thinking, and actually somebody asked, what is a strategy, or what are some tools for how you actually get ready for your day? A couple episodes ago, I was watching the World Cup game, and it kind of dawned on me, how do people get ready for their day? Like, how do they practice? How do they warm up? Watching these soccer players literally warm up for a game, and these are the top 1% of the 1% of the 1% of athletes. And so I got thinking, a couple of quick ideas. Number one, and maybe number two is you gotta focus on what your top three things are of the day. There's this idea of the wildly important and then the whirlwind of the day. There is no doubt that any day is going to pull at your focus. There's going to be projects, tasks, emergencies, cool, shiny things are going to pop up. But we have to have this relentless focus on the top 1, 2, or 3 things. Now, this is not the top 3 things on the to-do list. These are the 3 things that must get done or that have to have progress. And how these help is when you're in the middle of the day, when you're in the middle of getting pulled, when you're feeling a little frustrated, then you can stop, relax, remind yourself of what these 3 things are, and then begin to attack them. Kind of leads me into number 2. One of the ways that I think at work, in terms of getting ready for a work day, sounds simple, but the idea of deep breaths. Deep breaths on the way in. No, I'm not saying meditate, although I will. Some of you know I use the Headspace app in the car to prepare myself. I put it on. I obviously drive with my eyes open, but when you're headed somewhere, there's nothing wrong with doing some deep breathing, some guided breathing, whatever you want to refer to it as it kind of helps, like an eraser on the chalkboard, helps get you ready for that day. So in terms of, your day ended yesterday, and you go home, you're rushed, getting the kids to bed, spending a few minutes watching a show, you wake up, you're a little bit tired, whatever. If you don't have this moment of separation, of kind of wiping the board, it's just one day flows into the next, into the next, into the next, and that's not how we can show up in our best way, especially if we're really feeling frustrated, pulled either into this idea of the whirlwind, or also frustrated because we've not had that 4%, we've not had that tingly feeling. And I think number 3 is sometimes you just have to literally take a break. If we're really going to do our best work, if we're going to show up, it's this idea of a structured break. Now, I can be horrible and I can slip into a break whenever I feel like it. However, the idea of a structured break. There's some research out there, maybe right here, the idea of the 52 on, 17 off, kind of extreme, but taking a lunch. Sometimes I don't take a lunch if I'm on site all day long. But what I'll do is I'll go take a little bit of a walk, go to a coffee shop, sit down for 15 minutes, get an espresso, just think, get outside the box a little bit. You can get so compressed in, and then without that room to breathe a little bit. So I know I'm a little bit fired up, maybe because it's so late trying to get home, but because it's real, right? Part of why you work is because you want to spend time with your family, with your friends, doing things that you like and care about. But I think those 3 aspects, knowing what your most important things are, they have to be those guiding principles, the compass that in the middle of the day, when you're lost in the wilderness, these are the few things. The other aspect of doing some deep breaths. I find myself doing deep breaths sometimes in the middle of the day. No, not because somebody frustrates me, but because it helps just reset, like an eraser on the chalkboard. And then the last piece. What was the last piece? Deep breaths. And number three is remember your third point.
Wait, didn't you already do number 3?
No. And I think number 3 is sometimes you just have to literally take a break. Number 2 was the deep breaths. Number 3 was, I definitely know number 1 was your 3 priorities. Number 2 was your deep breaths. Number 3, hold on. It's so close.
One eternity later.
Oh, take a break. Take a break.
Take a break was 3.
Nope, yeah, take a break is number 3. Yep.
You did take a break.
I was modeling, yeah. I was modeling what you need to do, and I also was showing you what happens when you don't take a break. So that's it for today, vlog. Great day. I'm out of here, and I'll see you next time. Yikes.